What's going on, everybody? As most of you already know, my name is Chad, and welcome to the MOAB for Dummies Fallen Edition. If you're new to this series, it is dedicated to teaching you guys the best strategies, weapon setups, and strike packages to get the easiest MOAB possible in free-for-alls. I'm covering every map, and I'm using a different weapon on each one. If you guys have missed any prior episodes of the series, I have a playlist on my channel homepage. You can go over there and click on it. It has all, I think, 7 so far that we've done, so this would be the 8th. So with that said, guys, let's get started with the gameplay. Alright, so Fallen is a little bit different than the last map that we covered, which was Lockdown. Lockdown, like I said, is a fast-paced map, and there's a lot of areas that have a lot of traffic. Fallen is kind of the opposite. In my experience, there's really only 1 or 2 areas that give a lot of traffic, because the map's bigger, and I don't know, people tend to play this map a lot slower. There's a lot of buildings that overlook the map that people tend to hide in. So, as always, first, let's talk about the area of the map we're going to work, which is going to be right here. You're going to want to put that motion sensor either right where I threw it at the bottom of that stairwell, wall, or you could even put it inside the building somewhere. But this is the area of the map that we're going to stay in. And before we get into kind of how to work this area, let's talk about the spawns a little bit. There's one right outside of that doorway that I'm looking at right now, so that's where I put the Betty. Unfortunately, it gets set off immediately. And the funny thing was that guy had Stalker Pro, and somehow he still died to it. I have no idea what happened. I never really went back and looked to see what happened. Didn't really care, but anyways, needless to say, there's a spawn there. There's one actually right outside of this building where I was just looking over to the right by that those 2 cars there. But for whatever reason, I never see anybody spawn there. So I don't know if because I'm around this house area, my motion sensor's down there, they don't spawn there. But I don't know. I rarely see anybody spawn there. Where they do generally spawn, though, is, and I'll show you in a second, I'm heading over that direction now. Right where I'm looking, to see that blue car, there's a spawn just to the right of that in that little cove on the side. And then there's a spawn where I actually came into the game and I spawned. So there's 3 of them fairly close. There's not going to be the 4 that we usually have because, like I said, this map's bigger. It plays a little bit slower. But people always tend to migrate towards this building. So in my opinion, this is the place where, you're going to get the most traffic on this map. And I'm going to go as far as to say this is going to be the easiest MOAB that you're going to be able to get. I've actually got, I bet, 7 or 8 of them in this area right here. And I'll show you how to play it ridiculously safe if you want. I don't really recommend doing that because you might not get enough kills in time. But if you start getting revenge killers, I'll show you a place where, if you want to play it extremely safe, you can do that. So anyways, to work this map, you're going to want to run back and forth like through this area where I'm at right now. And back through the house, and then down around, that back little courtyard area with the other brick fence. I'll show you that in a second too. But every time you kill someone, you're gonna want to. And this Dylan's dad kid, by the way, man, I kill him, I bet 10 or 12 times. He just keeps coming back, and he doesn't have dead silence. So as you can see, I hear him constantly. But anyways, back to working the map. You're gonna kind of work back and forth here, and that's a good thing to do right there. See how I ran out that bottom door? It's going to fool people because a lot of times they come up through that the front door there with the steps into the 2nd floor, and they don't expect you to run out the bottom and then flank them. But right here is where you can play it safe. You could hide behind this fence, work back and forth behind the fence, and see where that guy spawned after I killed him. They keep spawning right there for whatever reason, and they just keep running back. So, if you find yourself in a jam or you find yourself getting flanked quite often, you can always, fall back on that fence right there. So anyways, that's probably enough of how to work the maps. I mean, that's essentially what the gameplay is for, right? You kind of have a visual aid of what to do. I don't have to keep explaining it. So anyways, let's get on with the setups. I'm going to recommend a silent assault rifle because there's a couple kind of long lines of sights. This one in particular, where I said, like I said, they spawn here and run around that corner, and you're going to want to put them down quickly because there could be guys coming from the house too, and you could get flanked that way. So I'm going to recommend, a SCAR, silent ACR. The CM901 is not bad. I mean, it's not a bad gun at all once you get the specialist bonus. It's not as good as ACR, obviously, but it's very usable, as I showed you in this video. Secondaries, I know I say this a lot, but my favorite secondary, in my opinion, on the best secondary is the MP9 with extended mags. It just has so many uses. It's so versatile. But in free-for-all, the FMG9s are just slightly more valuable, in my opinion, because with Blind Eye Pro, you can take down air support with them. Their reticle's so small, and with the Steady Aim Pro from the Specialist pack, it takes 1 clip to take down most air support. A Pavlov's too, but obviously if a Pavlov's up, your chances of getting a MOAB are slim. But it is funny I should say that because the payload does go up at the end here, but that was just a care package. I had such a big lead by then it didn't matter. So, you know, I would use the FMG9s, obviously, and in a pinch, you can use them in corners and stuff like this too. So, whatever, people don't like them, but there's no reason to handicap yourself. That's the whole point of these videos, is to, you know, get the easy MOAB. So, again, I recommend those. If you're more comfortable with something else, that's fine. It's a secondary, you know, I don't use it that often anyways. So, with that said, let's get on with the perks. As I've stated in my most recent videos, I switched from Blind Eye Pro and Assassin Pro to Scavenger Pro and Quick Draw Pro to start out. Reason being, Scavenger Pro is going to help you so much more in the long run, especially with, you know, I'm running right now extended mags and a silencer. So with Scavenger Pro and extended mags, you have a ton of ammo. You'll never run out. And Quick Draw Pro obviously is going to help you out immediately too by winning those close quarter gunfights or, you know, whatever, head-to-head gunfights. There's not going to be any UAVs up at the beginning, so you don't need Assassin Pro. You can actually put that in the first slot of the Specialist pack, so you'll have it right away after 2 kills. And obviously, like I said, Blind Eye Pro, there's not going to be any air support up at the beginning, so that's a complete waste. Go with Scavenger Pro there. And then as far as the Specialist perks go, like I said, I use Assassin first, then I use Stalker Pro. I love Stalker Pro. You know, you strafe around bullets. And then last, I use Hardline Pro to get the Specialist bonus at 7. Again, there's no reason to put that earlier because assists don't count as kills. So anyways, I'm sure you noticed I've been playing it a little bit safe the last few seconds because I was 1 away from my MOAB, and watch this shit. Very close to a rage quit, you final stand son of a bitch, you. I finally get lucky for once in my life. Actually, you shouldn't even call it lucky because that shit shouldn't happen. Death streaks shouldn't be in the game, but that's a different discussion for a different day. Let's call on the MOAB and preserve that flawless victory. Again, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you got a MOAB using any of my strategies, let me know in the comment section below. I love to hear success stories. We have, what, 8 maps done, like I said, so we have 5 more to go. If you guys have any suggestions on the next map, let me know, and I will put that one up. So, let's get on to the recap page. Here's a couple past episodes of MOAB for Dummies. To the left is the Lockdown edition. It's actually a special edition. I used 2 different gameplays and showed you 2 different strategies on that map. So if you haven't seen that yet, check it out. The video on the right is the Resistance edition. Again, if you missed that one, go ahead and click on the video now. If you haven't subscribed yet, click on that yellow subscriber button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links will be in the description below. And again, guys, if you missed any of these episodes, there is a playlist on my channel you guys can check out. And as always, I appreciate all the support. I will catch y'all later. Peace.